Hello everybody. I'm coming to you to tell you about something we've got going on here. As a matter of fact, I need to do this. I want to welcome you to I guess kind of a special edition of the Gospel Truth. It's not going to be very long, maybe, but we'll see. I always say I'm only going to do 5 minutes, but we'll see what happens. Hey, we have a debate coming up here in just a few days, couple days, and I just want you to be aware of a thing or two. Actually, I'm going to have to start this over. Okay, let's try this now. Now I want to welcome you to a special edition of the Gospel Truth. I don't intend to make this very long, actually. Let me do this. I've got my programs all messed up here. I don't intend to make this very long, but it probably will be longer than I figured it would be. I am coming to you for a specific reason. Beginning this coming Monday, this is March 15th, 2021, there is going to be a debate. Matter of fact, let me pull this up here after I check these. Yeah, okay. Looking good. Excellent connection, it says. There's going to be a debate on this topic right here. This is the flyer that has been sent out by the High School Road Church of Christ. This is not where I preach. I preach at the West Side Church of Christ. We're both in Indianapolis. And you might have seen this or seen some of the posts that I've made on Facebook, and have a question as to what this is. Well, this idea of preterism is simply teaching that we respect the Scripture and the words of the Bible. And Jesus said he would return in their lifetime, so we hold to that. We hold him to his word. He said he was going to do it, so we believe that he did. And that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, the specific topic is about the resurrection. That's what the proposition is about, whether it happened or not in 70 AD, basically. I affirm that it did. And having said that, I know that confuses a lot of people. Now, you need to understand that this is going to be live streamed. So check out my video or my Facebook page, John Watson on Facebook. You can also go to Restoration Movement 2.0 on YouTube and hopefully find it there. We are going to try to live stream this as many places as we can. So we'll get those feeds up for you. But we believe that this topic is extremely important. And it's going to be at 7 p.m. each night. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We're going to take Wednesday off because we have Bible study scheduled for those, each of us, for those days. And so we're just going to take a midweek break. This is going to prove to be very, very interesting. I can assure you that. You need to check this out. But here's the problem, and I need to do this. Here's the problem with all of this, and I'll pull this back up here again in just a moment. Here's the problem with all this. If you're a member of the Church of Christ, you're going to get in trouble. If you watch, or if you study, or if you try to figure these things out, and especially if you contact me, and I want you to contact me. I want you to get a hold of me and say, hey, I've got some questions. So you can certainly do that through Messenger. You can do that through Facebook. Let me see if I can do this here. I'm going to type this out. sbcglobal.net. If I had thought to do this, I would have done it earlier. So that's okay. I would have actually been prepared for this. So we want you to check this out and have this information at your fingertips. And let's do it like this. So let me pull this up here, and you can check this out. Nope, wrong button. See, this 5 minutes. This will take me 5 minutes just to do this. Okay, here we go. So this is my my email address. So I want you to be able to see that and check that out. So you might make a mental note of that or write it down or whatever the case is. WFAS@sbcglobal.net. I know it's a weird email address, but it's what I made 20 years ago or whatever it was when I signed up for this. So you can contact me there. Now, the funny thing about all this is it's just not going to go well for you if you decide to study the Bible. And I want to explain this for just a minute. And this is not just the Church of Christ. Okay, so let me get at this. This is not just the Church of Christ. I mean, this is probably any denomination that has come across us guys that teach and preach this, and it's just as sad as it can possibly be. By the way, I want to say hi to everybody who's watching here for the moment. Hey, share this, guys, if you don't mind, and let's get some interest in this. We want thousands and thousands and thousands of people watching. I've had interest, believe it or not, from people in Australia, New Zealand, Africa, Canada, England. I know I'm missing places. The Philippines, who have contacted me and said, I'm really looking forward to this debate. So we've got some interest stirring for this. Now, so let me go over a thing or two here. You will likely face being withdrawn from, disfellowshipped. Those are terms that the Church of Christ uses. Excommunicated, whatever. If you study what we're going to be talking about in this debate, and if your elders find out about it, and if your preacher finds out about it, you're in big trouble. Now, does anybody else have a problem with that? I have a huge problem with that. And any Christian alive should have a huge problem with that. If they're telling you, don't study with him, don't look into any of this, don't watch the debate, then what they're telling you is they're afraid of losing your financial support. They're telling you that they are afraid that you're going to see the truth and that you might see something or might see them exposed. I'm telling you, it's not right. It's not right. Now, in the churches of Christ, there's always been, well, not always, but for a very long time, a couple hundred years anyway, a big rivalry between the Church of Christ and the Baptists. Think about this. When's the last time one of your elders said, nope, don't you study with a Baptist and try to show them the truth? When's the last time one of the preachers in the Church of Christ said, no, we don't want you trying to convert the Pentecostals and leave the Church of God alone? Actually, so many of the preachers in the church and elderships in the Church of Christ have gone really soft on spreading the truth and going to the mat if they have to for the spiritual fight. And that's sad by itself. We need to be, if we've got the truth, we need to stand up for it. We need to make sure that people are out there and that they are listening. And trust me, they are listening. People are interested in these kinds of things. So I don't want to hear this excuse from these guys, and you all shouldn't accept it either. If these preachers and these so-called elderships come to you and they say, well, it's already been discussed and it's already been settled. Really? And they're saying that. Okay, how many times have we debated the Baptists? And it's been discussed and settled, but they're still debating the Baptists. I cannot tell you how many preachers in the Church of Christ have turned tail and run and said, oh, it's already been debated. It's already been settled, so we don't need to debate it anymore. Really? John Welch doesn't feel that way. I'll give him credit for that. And, of course, you're in for a real treat. Anyway, but think about that. That's the kind of mentality that existed in the Dark Ages, guys. No, we're gonna chain the Bible to the pulpit, and you're not allowed to study it. And if we want you to know something, we'll tell you what it says. No, we're not going back there. We're not gonna sit back. We're not gonna allow this to happen. We are taking the truth to people who need to hear it, and that's what this is all about. And I'll say this, and I hope that John Welch can say this too, or any other gospel preacher worth his salt can say, if I'm wrong, I'll change. I can prove that. I have done it. Can anybody else say that? I've come across plenty of gospel preachers who really have changed. drastically in a lot of ways, but they haven't come to the full truth anyway in regards to eschatology. So I don't want to hear any of this. Well, it's already been discussed. That's just simply a Dark Ages mentality. And really all it is just being afraid to discuss it. And I have this to say. I'm not going to shut up. I'm not going to be quiet until I have no breath left in me. When you see me lying in that casket, that's the next time you're going to see me being quiet about it, unless something else happens. Stroke or heart attack, who knows what, any kind of thing can happen. But as long as I've got enough health, I can't shut up about this. And I'm not, and I won't. And we're going to keep preaching and teaching it because it's the gospel truth. That's what it's all about. Now, what are they afraid of? I kind of addressed this already, but let me point this out. They are afraid of you seeing the truth. And they're going to try to scare you. They're going to try to threaten you. I know this happens. I know it happens. And I know that there are elderships out there that are saying, you're not allowed to watch this. You're not allowed to talk to John Watson. Think about this. Can you imagine any eldership in the world telling one of their members, no, if you have the opportunity, don't you be talking to Franklin Graham about the truth? They would never in a billion years say that. But when it comes to me, they say, no, don't you talk to him. We'll withdraw from you. We'll remove your membership. We'll excommunicate you. And that's exactly what they do. So what are they afraid of? Guys, are you afraid of having the truth exposed to the light of day? I'm not. If I'm wrong, I'll change. Isn't that the whole idea of the Church of Christ? In the Church of Christ, we use lots of phrases like let me think. We'll follow the Bible wherever it leads. Yeah, put your money where your mouth is. If the Bible leads you to truth, are you going to follow it? Or are you going to follow men who say, no, that can't be right? It's right there in plain black and white, or maybe red, in front of your eyes. And you're going to see this through this debate. So you really need to watch this. You need to tune in every night. And if you're in the Indianapolis area, or if you want to make a trip, come out and support us. Just because you're there and you disagree with me doesn't mean you're supporting me, but support the truth, okay? Come there with an open mind, not a closed Bible. Open your Bible and see if what's being said is true and if it's right, with an open mind. You got to have eyes to see and you got to have ears to hear. Now, they also use phrases like, we're going to speak where the Bible speaks and remain silent where the Bible is silent. Well, we're going to see if that's what this particular Church of Christ preacher that I'll be debating on the subject of the return of the Lord and eschatology, we're going to see if he believes that, if he sticks to that. Where does the Bible speak about these things? And are we going to put more into it, read more into it than simply is there? And people do that without question. What about, here's a good one. People in the Church of Christ, and I've used this a lot. People would often ask, well, what church do you go to? And my response is, well, I go to the Church of Christ. And they're like, well, what kind of church is that? And I would respond, and still do. We're trying to be just like New Testament Christians. We're trying to emulate that as closely as possible. Did the New Testament Christians avoid people who they believed were teaching falsely? No, absolutely not. They did not. You cannot find examples where they turn tail and run. You just can't find that. You can't. They stood their ground. They preached the truth. And even when the brethren were wrong or they were misunderstanding something, one of the apostles or the New Testament writers would come along and say, okay, this is the way that it should be, and this is how you should see it, and so forth. And they did it under inspiration. So we can see their answers. And we can get it, no question about that. So when these preachers and these elders who are more than likely already actively threatening you to not watch and to not contact me and to not ask me questions, you got to question them. They have you in such a grip of fear that you can't even live every day in the glorious and wonderful and the grace and freedom of Christ. That's sad. That's really sad. And that was never how it was intended to be. So here I am coming up on about 15 minutes. And I want to encourage you to look at this as soon as I can pull it up here. Okay, this is the debate. It's going to start at 7 p.m. Now, our time changes here tonight, so we lose an hour. But this is going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's happening at the High School Road Church of Christ. Come out and listen and be a part of this. 3103 North High School Road. It's in Indianapolis, Indiana, 46224. Okay? So we want you to participate in this by watching. You can ask questions and make comments on Facebook and YouTube. March 15, this is this coming Monday, March 15, 16, 18, and 19 of 2021. So people who are watching this 10 years from now, because it doesn't get taken down from YouTube or Facebook, don't show up there in 2031. I don't know. I guess you might. Maybe we can have a reunion or something. But you get the idea. I would certainly love for you to check this out and to see what this is all about. Now let me point something out. The reason this is taking place is because of the things that Jesus said. Jesus, plain and clear, told people that were living and breathing in the first century that he would return in their lifetime. Did he mean it? Was he mistaken? Did he lie? You be the judge. And simply seek the truth. That's what this is all about. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Now, here's the fact. I love each and every one of you. I just want to get the truth out. Okay? That's what this is all about. And eschatology is, guess what? The gospel. And that'll be brought out in this debate too. I appreciate all you watching, and please share this, get the message out, tell people that this is going on. This is going to be a life-changing thing, because the truth changes people. All right? So I love you. I will see you. I'll actually see you, hopefully, in the ether on Monday. There won't be any program, The Gospel Truth, this Tuesday, because I'll be in the middle of a debate. So we might try to do something maybe Wednesday or something when I got some time off. But we'll just see how all that pans out. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out the debate. Okay, we love y'all, and I am out of here, and thank you very much. Please, please, please share this, okay?